Good evening. Welcome to the Groesville Township Community Recreation Commission meeting, April 25th, 2013. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Born and unborn for Bill Murray. Okay. I need a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda, barring there are no additions, deletions. If so, I need a motion, please. Second, please. And all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Mike Swales? Yeah. The approval of the minutes dated February 28, 2013. Were there any additions, deletions, any kind of changes? If not, I need a motion to approve those minutes, please.
I approve.
Ethel, second. Helena, all those in favor say aye.
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 And I just have a comment.
Yes.
Ethel pointed out to me that it's the Yops, what is it, the gazebo?
Pavilion.
Pavilion at the Recreation Hall. I just wanted it to be Yops Recreation Building, so I made a mistake last time. It's been fixed.
Boy, those Yops want everything over there, don't they?
No, I didn't. She gave it to me.
All right, public comment, 3-minute limit on non-agenda items. Any public comment? Sandy, Kathy? Sandy?
Sandy's got one.
Name and address, please.
Sandy Bondar, 20135 Canal Drive, and I have an agenda or an announcement. We are having our annual barn farm cleanup again, May 11th, from 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. There'll be pizza and pop and things will be provided, and we could really use some support of everyone out there if they can please come and help us take care of this beautiful piece of property.
Okay, once again, Saturday, May 11th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Centennial Farm.
Yes.
All right.
There'll be painting, washing windows, cleaning, all of the above.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Sandy.
Sandy, will all the materials and supplies be provided, or
Yes.
do people need to bring their own paintbrushes? Or
No, but please wear clothes that can get paint on them because we will be painting, so. And dress appropriately. We've had quite a bit of rain, so it is kind of muddy out there.
We'll wear some boots.
Wear some boots.
Okay, thanks, Sandy.
And donations
we have
are
gloves
welcome.
and everything.
Donations
Yes.
are welcome.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other public comment? Kathy? Name and address, please.
Kathy Walker, 26051 Thorpe Court. First of all, thank you for the opportunity tonight to talk to you. I'm here to share some information about the We Kayak Group. It started in February on that cold night, and we addressed an issue that has been going on a lot at the township that we want a place to launch our kayaks. So I put up a Facebook page, and we've been monitoring it. And I have some information, and I'll put this here so you can see it. It's real quick, just to see what kind of feedback we're getting and interest. Basically, we have 58% of our activity from females, 42% from males.
Got it, Walt.
58% of the interested parties are 45 and over. We don't have a lot of time to wait. we need that kayak launch. We're interested kayakers come from 14 communities in Michigan and 1 in Florida. So there's hope for people to move. There is a momentum and a real genuine excitement at the prospect of a kayak launch at Water's Edge. We have the added benefit of Riverside Kayak Connection. There are professional staff leading our paddles. We'll do this at no cost, but we have to have a place to launch. And that's a big benefit because over the weekends they charge. They charge to take people on paddles, and this way you have a professional group that will take you out. They charge for paddles and turn the weekend. We need a kayak launch as opposed to a kayak dock. And a kayak launch, there's a whole bunch of different ones, but I just thought I'd show you what I'm talking about. It's got that little tongue in there so that you can put your kayak in and scoot out. That's the launch, and it's close to the water so you don't fall in. It has an overhead assist bar right here. And that would really be useful for everyone, including participants with ADA needs. I thank the Rec Commission for letting me speak, and I look forward to decisions regarding a kayak launch for Broseal that will meet the seasonal demands in the most cost-effective manner. So, just thank you.
Any questions?
Okay.
All right, thank you,
Thank you.
Kathy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Chairperson's report, Equestrian Center lease. All right, pleased to announce that we did sign the lease with the Lutons. That was at the first of this month. So that is complete. The one that's in question, I believe, Tim, is the tractor. Unless you have some further information, is the tractor agreement signed? You know about that one?
Yeah, they signed both documents.
You sure? Because Dale wasn't sure about that, the second one.
I'm pretty confident they did.
Okay, well, we're going to go to the assumption they did, but I will confirm for you guys. I'm sorry I didn't have that earlier. But the most important thing is the lease is signed. All the three things that we were hoping to get, the main things, it did occur. No changes. So everything that this commission actually voted on the last meeting that we, to get this thing moving, I think it really helped you guys. So I really appreciate that that vote there. Any questions on the Equestrian Center lease at all?
I have a question.
Yes.
Does it go for 5 years, or does it go for 4 when the master plan is done?
It's went for 5, correct?
It ends in 2017, then there's a opportunity to renew.
Right.
Okay.
So when is the master plan done, right?
Master plan 2016,
Okay.
end of 2016.
So it didn't coincide like we wanted to with the start, but...
So it's just a 5-year plan, right?
Right.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. Moving on to the update, the restaurant lease. The restaurant lease, it's right now, it's a month-to-month lease, so that's where we're at right now. Nothing's changed with that. It's a month-to-month. We will be talking more in executive session at the end of this meeting, and we'll all be able to share more about this lease program, okay? Any questions about that? All right. Moving on. Recreation Director's Report. Tim, you got quite the list here. And it's draft day, so.
I know, hope Manti goes to the Lions.
Who?
Manti Te'o.
What, you want everyone in?
I believe Manti Te'o, I just want to be on record.
Okay. I think you dated his girlfriend too once, right?
Who,
Is she right next to you?
Leave Linnea out of this. Anyway, excuse me.
Drainage project update.
Yep, you've been getting updates on the drainage projects for quite a while at the farm and Water's Edge. Based on a recommendation from the administration, we did approach the DPS staff, and they encouraged us to appear before the DPS commission with our drainage projects. We went before them 2 weeks ago. They were very supportive of the dog park playground area next to the recreation building and the 2 ponds, 3 and 9 at Water's Edge. Brought it before the township board, and Tom and the board were very supportive. And I wanted to thank the DPS commission because they were very welcoming and supportive during that meeting. The board was also supportive, knowing that those are important recreation.
So right now, we're moving forward then, gentlemen, with this then? Is that
Yep, took me till a day to notify Sahil, but he probably already knew that was approved by the board, sent him the packet.
So once again, everyone, this is the dog park, the drainage, the east side of the rec building, right? And by the playscape a little bit over there too, right?
Correct, yeah, it kind of stretches into that play area.
Okay. All right. Any questions on the drainage?
Mr. Chair, Tim, does that affect the ponds on the golf course, or is that different?
It deals directly with the ponds.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the golf course. But
Yeah.
Is it all rolled into that one too, with the ponds?
Yeah, there was 4 that they approved, 4
Okay.
separate, and they had different prices in engineering.
You've got 2 ponds that you're going to dredge out.
Right.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, that's great. Because
That really helps for knowing our budget, that $38,000, and how many people use the farm, the dog park playground, and the building is really huge, and more people are using Water's Edge than just golf too, so it's very helpful.
That's outstanding. Okay, because initially, you guys, we thought we were going to have to do this like in phases and stuff, so. All right, cool. All right, summer program update?
Yep, that's working very hard on channels. We're getting closer. We're hoping within the next probably another week, and then we'll have information from the community groups. We're waiting for a few instructors to get a hold of us. I've updated you on, if anybody has any questions on the Golf Pro programs that I gave last month, they're available on cable, in the rec department at the farm, in the newspaper recreation notes. The Senior Olympic, well, I'm going to let John handle that because there's things commissioners are working on. But I think we're going to have a great summer offering. We met with the Historical Society, and Missy Bringard and Tammy Teller have a new historical camp they're working on. And the Historical Society will be offering that at the farm, which is pretty exciting. So that's a new camp I think will be great. And then, well, yeah, I keep wanting to go over in the areas where the commissioners are going to cover. So.
All right, any more questions on the summer program? All right, update on the waterfront park.
Ann and I just met. She'll cover that in a few moments. Facility maintenance projects. Let me run through these real quick. We'll go over the Parkway Road. Brian's been down there cleaning up more glass as it's come to the surface, litter, that type of thing that's going on. We'd like to get a bench down there, but we'll go more into that. Seawall, we just not seawall, the marina we filled, just repaired several downboards and tightened them up, but there's one dock where the guys think we need to take them all off and put new ones on. We tightened them down, so we're looking at that. I did get a quote on painting the marina that I'll go through the process here at the township. May wait this year, but it's, I think, a pretty good price. Pool, we're going to be changing up with our pool contractor that opens and closes the pool and does the weekly monitoring. I have somebody coming on the weekend to kind of assist the guards to keep the chemistry and, get everything going good with that. It's going to be Aero Motor. They're in Wyandotte. They do quite a few pools. And they're also the same company that we use to repair our impellers. They're a good business, solid business, and their quote came in nice for us.
So it's going to basically stay the same or cost savings?
Right now, it looks like a cost savings. We'll see how the pool goes this year, but mechanically, we're going to be much stronger in that pool room.
Okay.
With the filters and the heaters and things like that. I'm excited about that. Not to put down the past person, got us through some hard times, but dealing with Aero Motor and their quote, I think we've got a good company coming in. We'll see how it goes this year. We try to look at that every year. So that's with the pool. Basketball court, we need some new padding for the backboards. Range, we have to buy a new net this year. It's going over into the Fairway 8, so we got to buy
No chance to repair this? We got to get the
No,
old?
it's gone. It's old. It's time. So I got probably
Can we take down that netting at all in the winter at all? We don't do it.
No. Sometimes we take the volleyball court down. That's down when they moved it, so that's going back up. That's the net. We have to replace all that along there, and that's the biggest thing on the range. The farm, obviously, we're going to be doing fencing. We're going to be repairing the upper barn door that people brought up probably sometime this weekend or beginning of next weekend. We just did the aluminum siding or the siding on the barn all the way around.
We painted that?
No, we replaced it. All the rust is gone now.
Okay.
And then what we'll be doing probably within the next 5 days is, we haven't done it in several years, we put the heavy slag down on the main roadway and around the barn. So that'll be done. So before the cleanup, that'll be nice. So that's a big thing. And then we'll be working with the equestrian club with the maintenance and then our ongoing. Let's see here.
I got a question about the entrance at the rec building down there.
Okay.
We had those posts and stuff like that, and they're all rotted, and we removed all that. Do we have any plans at all to make that look a little bit nicer at all? Or
you mean right where you go in? Mm-hmm. That's something we can look at. People are always bringing that. Right now, there's 2 mats laying there in a hay bale. That just doesn't look too good. Okay. We'll get that, and that was complaining about that today. I said, Tim, can you get that out there? Yeah, I said, we'll get it out there. I apologize for that. The playscape, you got some information on that, and Ann will cover that too. We'll go over the playscape. That's always moving along there.
When we talked about go back to that drainage thing, how was that pond at the farm?
Low right now. You have to fill that. That's not a natural pond.
That's not spring-fed. That's started with a hose.
Yeah.
So are we going to be filling it this year?
We filled it last summer. We'll fill it again.
With a fireman, right?
Yeah, we do. We do the fire hose, and Brian monitors it.
Okay.
I have a question. Moving back to Water's Edge. I've been asked, when will the volleyball court be? Will it be, and when will it be put up?
Volleyball court is scheduled to start the 3rd week in May. So
Okay.
Mark did some work on the outer edge and topsoiled it, and I'm worried about the level of the sand right now. And my hope was to change the sand over, get rid of the older sand. We had some volleyball people bring in Osborne. They do quite a bit of sand volleyball course. They deal with that kind of material. And I got calls from our volleyballers today that there's 2 really nice courts. One's in Northville, and they use the same company. So I'm probably going to take some of that existing sand out. But our leagues are being advertised, and we're
So
going to be ready this spring.
And you'll have the new sand in.
I'm hoping to have the sand in, hopefully before the league starts. It'll be
Okay.
a lot much easier than waiting, so.
Yeah, okay.
It's coordinating all these different projects, so. Let's see here. Island Fest update, we're in full throttle.
Oh, wait, any more questions on the maintenance project updates?
I'm sorry.
Anyone have any more questions on that? Okay, go ahead, Tim. Island Fest.
Just to give you a brief outlook or a brief update on what we're doing with Island Fest, I'm just going to go down it real quick. Remember, it's all, you get to this point, the commission's done their planning, it's coordinated through our office. Example, beverage vendor, we're having a little bit of problem, the vets are, because you send in an application every year, the food vendors are inside with the beer tent, they're having a little bit of a problem, and what I'm trying to do explain to the state is we invite the vendors in, we have a whole separate application, guidelines that they have to give to us as the beverage does. It's not the beverage inviting them, or the VFW inviting them in. So that's something I've been trying
But,
to...
I mean, we've been doing this for years. Why all of a sudden now is there...
We'll clear it up. I mean, I haven't had our police chief call, but usually when he calls, he can clear it up quick and reassure him. I don't think it'll be a problem. I'm just kind of giving you things that we're working on in the department. Carnival's pretty well set. I mean, you have to call ahead of time for mistake, for any kind of wires or lines underneath. The parade constantly coming in, people changing their mind, getting the parade set up, sending the parade mailings back out of their spots. Entertainment, that's always a moving thing. Fireworks, we did a walkthrough this morning with monster trucks, fireworks, exotic cars, fast track, they're the Lamborghini type thing. They'll all pretty much service out of the same gate area. So when you have VIP starting in fireworks, a monster truck just across the taxiway, you got to have that coordinated. So fire chief, fire marshal, airport manager met today on that.
So we're going to have the same time of thing with the fireworks, the VIP section, and
Yeah, they wanted to keep
and
that.
Doc's doing the fundraising for the fireworks again this year.
Yes, doing a wonderful job. Once again, food vendors, we have all the crafters that come through. Annette and Gail are working on those very hard. And then when you get down to the nitty-gritty, everybody wants the best spots, so you're dealing with a variety of personalities there. The special events that come in, the different car show, Art Alliance, the different groups you deal with and their needs. Porta toilets, the insurance, the promotion we're dealing with, interdepartment cooperation. Today I sent out memos for the water taps that need to be set for the food vendors, the carnival, emergency, and then the staff that needs to come in and clean all that up. Those went out today. You run it by Dale. He approves it. State, you got to be on top of personnel issues related to that. Sponsors, those all are coming in. You have to put them in the right category. You have to contact the banner company, make sure you get the banners up. If you don't get the banners up, they're not going to sponsor next year. Tents, chairs. Hangar cleaning, called on the backhaul that cleans it up Wednesday. Once the planes are out, you got to have that backhaul to sweep that airport right up.
Tim,
Clean
it
it up.
sounds like you've done this before.
And well, I'm trying to tell you the intensity of what 3
Well, it
full-time
is.
people and a
It's
part-time staff
impressive.
are going through, plus the other thing. Just kind of giving you
Remind everybody the dates for Island Fest again.
May 31st, June 1st, June 2nd, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Start at 4 on Friday and at 4 on Sunday. I think everybody knows that.
Hey, Tim,
Yeah.
there's a set budget on the fireworks?
Yes, $8,000. If we can exceed that with sponsorship before May 3rd, we can meet with the finance director, the chairperson, treasurer type thing, go over it, see if we want to extend it. If everything else is covered going down the stretch, make sure all expenses are covered, try to break even,
Okay,
at
thanks.
least.
Fireworks day is going to be Friday or Saturday.
Saturday, about 10:15. He likes to hold till about 15 minutes instead of doing it right at 10 o'clock.
What's the entertainment?
Entertainment. The main group was beautiful entertainment all the way through. The paid entertainment we're bringing in would be Hype Syndicate. They're a DJ-infused pop band. So if you look up Hype Syndicate Detroit, you can see what kind of...
For Friday? That's Friday?
Yeah, Friday. And then before the fireworks is DR5. They're from 70s right on up till
Hypes.
now. Great band. We have Howling Mercy, a local band. Andrew Johnson's band. They play blues and classic rock. And then we have easy listening music in the hangar. It'd be Ed Peltz on Friday, 4 to 7, and Eddie O on Saturday from 4 to 6:30.
You're doing your battle of the bands too?
All tradition, one of the neatest events in any festival in the whole area. The Jazzapalooza area high school bands, they come from all over. Nobody else does that. And it's been going on for probably over a decade. And then we need volunteers. If rec would like to help festival, we've got the sign-up list at the Recreation Department. And then I'm going to transition from information to affordable care. What do those two have in common, I wonder? I always have to have, well, what I like to do, I don't have to have it, I always try to have one rec staff person in the volunteer tent for continuity, checking the people coming, first aid, that type of thing. We'll find a way to do it, but the Affordable Care Act has limited our part-timers. They usually average around 32. We have to cut them back to 28. So Brian and Sue are losing hours, and because of insurance and things, we were told we had to cut them back, and it's not anybody here's fault, it's just the law. So you're losing probably 11 hours a week of staffing. And some of those people
This is
are key.
Obamacare.
This is Obamacare.
Yeah, but Sue is really a mainstay there, and we're going to probably be losing her on the weekends too for the farm because of the van needs to keep running, the mules need to be delivered, and Brian does that. So that's why I just kind of hit on that one together, because so anybody that wants help in that information, we'll find people, but
Just to make everyone clear on this is doesn't go into effect till I think 14, right?
it has to be in place now. We have to be practicing
Right,
that.
because what they do is they go back to see, they didn't wait to the last minute to cut someone's hours. It actually goes back to see how far, how many hours somebody works, your part-time workers. So that's why we're starting now, so you have that 28 hours. And that's just to be careful, because isn't it 32 the limit, or am I wrong?
28.
28 is it? Okay.
I get it, to be part-time.
No, we're not alone in our community. Everybody's going to feel that one. And you hear a lot about
need some more
recreation.
part-time
Really
help.
impact recreation departments.
We'll need more
Let's have
part-time help.
everybody not
Any
work.
questions about the ACA? Is that it then, Tim?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any old business? Any new business? Subcommittee updates. Mr. Malvesto, anything you'd like to share?
It's not a secret. I'm a proponent of a kayak launch, and I'd like to see as much support come out in support of a kayak launch, so that we can verify and justify any future expenditures to install one. Other than that, I think that's it for myself this evening.
All right, you want to expand a little bit on like we actually have like a plan I think in place we discussed and stuff. I think we're going to try to get this done this year, right?
We're that is my push, and Tim can tell you that I've been persistent on this. It seems that we have a preponderance of support for a kayak launch. In other words, we have people who are actively looking for a place to launch their kayak. We have an outside business who is willing to support us and push business our way in support of a kayak launch. So hopefully we can get this done this year. It's going to take a little bit of finagling, and of course we want this, at the end, we want this to be ADA acceptable, so that anybody can come down and use this launch. But we have to start somewhere, and we want to get some floating docks on the water so that people can come down to Water's Edge, launch their kayak, come back, and possibly use Sharkies, use the other facilities at Water's Edge, and just try to draw people together. It's one of those activities where you either want to be with the group or you want to be solo. But that's strictly up to you. But the more people we can convince to come and use us and tie in with the other kayak launches in the area, it just makes the whole thing a stronger, a larger program. So Tim's in support of it. I know you're in support of it. I'm certainly in support of it, and I'd like to go from there. But there is one thing. This past weekend, Bill Costick and myself rode the bike paths, and we identified some areas that need some repair. I think that the bike paths are one of those areas on Grosse Ile that, be it rec, be it bike path, be it whatever, people really are using our paths, and a lot of people just don't realize how attractive those paths are. As far as, walking the dog, your kids in strollers, the little kids on the bikes. So I've got an idea coming forward. I have to try to bring this between the rec committee and the bike path committee. I'd like to do something called Walking the Dog, whereby we can get together one weekend on a given day and have everybody come out, families, kids in strollers, dogs on leashes, and just get 200, 300, 400 people on the bike paths to identify the fact that we have a really special opportunity here to improve and expand our bike paths. And the fact is that there's a lot of people out there using these, and hopefully we can put this together.
All right. And I just want to add one thing. Water's Edge is the place where we like to have all these different things happen there: basketball, volleyball, swimming, golf, boating, kayaking, whatever. But the main area we're focusing on for this kayaking area is the south end, which we even discussed years ago with the kayak group. The Kayak Connection came down there to the previous boards and stuff like this. That seemed like the logical place. The north end is Wayne County property, and that really seemed to be the difficult spot or more problems of making it happen would be the north end. But anyway, any questions from Tom about the kayaking or walking the dog? Anybody? All right.
Thanks, Walt.
Yep. Open Space and Greenways Committee. Shelky?
Yes, the committee meets on the second Tuesday of every month. It meets on the second Tuesday of every month. At its last meeting, it met with the Bike Path Commission for introductions and general conversation about mutual concerns and figuring out ways to collaborate with the township schools and the township to enhance attracting new residents to Grosse Ile. The township will begin its spring construction of a new bike path along Horse Mill between Meridian and East River, almost immediately, I believe. The spring Dump the Junk weekend is May 18, 19, if you want to write that down. May 18, 19 for Dump the Junk. That's at the airport, I believe, isn't it?
No, DPS yard, right? Yeah,
DPS yard. Okay, at the DPS yard. And the committee continues, along with staff, to consider purchases, but they're being very selective, and there are no purchases pending at this time. The next meeting, I'm going to be in Canada, so Ann's going to attend in my place.
All right. Any questions for Leah? All right, thank you, Leah. All right, Golf Committee update. Murrow, he's excused. He's enjoying himself in Myrtle Beach. We've already discussed a few things: the pond dredging, the golf course is open. Talk about the range and the netting. There's really nothing more or less. You want to add some stuff?
Well, we had a meeting with volunteers, and Bill headed that up. We've got 18 volunteers.
Okay. Do we need any more required, or how are we doing with that?
We can always use more volunteers.
All right, please volunteer. Please volunteer. Anything else then? All right, Marina.
One thing, Tim. Just as volunteers, what are their expected?
They have to stay from mid-April to the end of August, and they have to work. It's 7 hours a week.
And if they want to become a volunteer, who they?
They go through the rec department. Right at the main desk, we have the application form.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, Marina Swales.
Just real quick, couple of photos. By the way, Tim, I got my golf passes. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And our league was canceled.
It's a swamp right now, but it won't be a swamp tomorrow.
I'm just going to make a brief report on the marina. It's a beautiful place. There's a view of the when you're at the marina, the sun setting over the plant. Just a beautiful sight. This is at the north end, and just because you mentioned it, Mr. Chairman, this is an area you say Wayne County owns.
Correct.
It would be just such a piece of cake to clear that out. We could walk, you could carry your kayak right in the water. I mean, it would just be, we could do that cheap and quick. I like the plan for the AccuDock at $6,000, and I hope we can do it, but this would be a real simple one. But that is at the north end, and as you said...
Well, Mike, you brought that up, though. I think actually, years ago, Tim, when he did kayak classes, this is where they launched it, was right there, Mike. So it is a proven point of entry.
It would be, but just
Right.
so people have a visual. The north end, Tim said we did a maintenance walkthrough last month. There's the south end. I think that's the idea you're going for, is maybe somewhere farther south of there, south of the drain.
Away from our dock holders.
Away from the
correct.
dockers. It's a little 6-foot drop. Still could be done. I'd love to see it, either location. Yeah, right down there at the very south end. Now, that's the boneyard where we put all the trailers and all the cradles in the summer, but
Right.
other than that,
Yeah,
wow,
coordinated.
it'd be great. So whatever finance is going to take, I'm sure we'll make it happen. Water's down. Water's way down this year. Everybody knows water's down. There's a pipe I've never seen before. That's where we get our water to water the golf course. Water's down so low, now we see that pipe. So we just got to be aware that the water is low. There's some of the guys doing the actual walkthrough for the maintenance. Your director, Tim, working real hard. There he is.
It's really low, you guys, too. It's really, really low.
Water, yeah, I'm a little concerned. I went down there today. Of course, there's a freighter down there today, but here's the Pier 1 docks. You can see the water is, 12 to 18 inches below it was last year. It may affect our summer dockage. It may affect our transient.
Transient, definitely.
We'll see. That's Mother Nature.
Well, bring it up now, Mike. Now, what about the dredging? Didn't we talk about dredging?
Yeah, I have a call in, and the lady hasn't called me back. There's like 4 or 5, I should have brought the diagram. There's 4 different agents you can call, and I am not getting a call back, but the Attorney General just came out with a ruling on the use of the trust funds, and I think that's what they were holding on, because they probably didn't know why. I mean, I talked about our marina, what we were trying to do about the new seawall, and it's kind of shallow, and that we were prohibited when we first put it in. They wanted to leave the rock there for the wild, the fish and that
Yeah,
type of thing.
spawning out stuff, yeah.
But if Carol sent out and I saw it too, but she sent out a notice from Shooty, or I think it was Shooty, that the difference in where they could use the money. Can you use it for emergency? Can you not use it for emergency? So they were trying to figure that out, so I don't think it was held up for a little while, because they wanted to Snyder wanted to push the money through real quick to save the tourist season.
Right, just so everyone's aware, though, what Mike's talking about here, with this being so low, is anything close to shore, is we might actually lose dock space, or if we're transient docks coming up here, because it's just not going to be deep enough. They're going to be hitting bottom and stuff, so that's
We'll see. It's Mother Nature, but
Yeah.
we'll just be aware. The last point I want to make is that I think the summer dockage is nearly full.
Yeah, there's larger boats on the waiting list, 5-3, 5-5, 4-2, and one other. There's 4 besides the maintenance dock.
So we
next
do
to
have a
Treadle.
couple of available docks. Anybody that is interested, contact
The Recreation Department, yep.
We'd love to have 100% participation this summer. Thank
If we
you.
had big enough docks, we would be.
And Mike, we're one of the fortunate ones because of this low water, because we actually have the deep water
Right.
things, right? So that's a plus other people don't have.
There's 3 other great boat clubs on the island, but they're in little inlets, and I hope everybody has deep water, but we have deep water.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Mike?
I can tell you right now, Mike, that the Grosse Ile Yacht Club is waiting for their permits so they can proceed with dredging, because at this point in time, about half of their fleet would be unable to be launched and have access to open water. That being the deep keel sailboats.
Yes.
And they got to
So everybody is suffering at this point in time because of the low water.
And it's usually they don't usually got to wait to whichever the wind blows, if it's blowing in or out, whatever.
Yeah,
it
east
is.
or west.
The wind comes out of the west. Lake Erie goes toward Buffalo, and the Detroit River goes down.
Right.
Okay.
And the winds are predominantly from the west. So.
Of course. Of course. All right. Any other questions for Mike?
I just have to make one comment about the water being down. I was driving down East River one day when the wind was coming this way, and I thought, this water is not down low. It would have been splashing up onto me because it was just coming up over the,
Oh, really?
just one evening.
Good. That was probably.
So that's kind of cool, you know.
It's snow like that, yeah.
All right, Centennial Farm, Woodward Ryan.
Okay. 2 things to announce, maybe 3. He's putting up my thing for me. Because I know I tripped right in front of him. There it is. Okay, Saturday, April 27th. That's this Saturday. There's a Grosse Ile Animal Shelter Fun Run. They're sponsoring it. It's a 5K and 1 mile run or walk with your dog. It's got directions there on the entry fees about the length of leash and that. Nice dogs, please. Last year, it was a great big hit, so they've decided to do this annually. It's getting bigger. It starts at the Centennial Farm at 9 and 10:30. The proceeds for this goes to Tails to take care of our animals. Tails is funded by sponsors and staffed by volunteers. Julie Cordes, our animal control officer, is asking for about 8 volunteers, if anybody can call her. She's in charge of the whole thing. Island Animal Clinic, I'm going to have 2 people there that are going to give free toenail trims and have a raffle for a dog walking basket with all the things in it you would like for walking a dog. All the proceeds from that will go to Tails. And I want to remind everybody about Sandra Bondar's spring cleanup, May 11th, 10 to 2 on a Saturday. They're going to be fixing up mostly the equestrian area, barns.
It's good that they moved this up, because last year when they did this, it was like the dead of summer, and
Yeah.
those poor dogs were,
Yeah.
those dogs were barking.
We got lots of people. People are even borrowing dogs to go on this. It's a big thing. And that'll go with your dog walking.
All right, and I think like the animal shelter always use dog food, cat food, litter.
They're specific about what they like.
All right, they got, give them a call,
Right.
or something like that, whatever it is. All right. Anything else, Elena?
Nope, that's it.
Any questions?
Helena,
Yes.
are there animal and dog treats? Are people and dog treats at the event?
There's for sure dog treats, because I know my staff's bringing some. I don't know. I thought I saw that they were selling it, people treats, but I don't know. Yeah, they have water, I know. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. Tails isn't selling anything then. Okay.
All right, so once again...
So there's an avenue for somebody to start doing that, right?
Yeah, there you go. Volunteers needed, though. We need some volunteers.
Right.
All right, any other questions? All right, moving on. Thank you, Helena. Airport Recreation Area, Myring. Anything to report today?
Giza's soccer season's up and running. Seems like they're going to have a very successful season again. The U15 lacrosse team will be playing their 3rd game this weekend at Belleville. The team is coached by a former player, Eric Gorm, who's doing an outstanding job from all the feedback we've been getting from it. So that's about it.
I think that there's an alumni lacrosse game. I think it's at the high school.
All over Island
Same time as
Fest.
the
Yeah.
Island Fest.
Oh, same weekend as Island Fest?
Same weekend as Island Fest.
All right, so May
So you can-
31st, June 1st, June 2nd.
I don't have the details. I just know that's when they're having the alumni.
Typically,
They
it's
need
on
everybody
Saturday.
home.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably
Yeah.
the first, maybe. All right, any questions for Greg?
Are we going to have a meeting before Island Fest, aren't we?
Yes.
So we'll mention it
We'll
twice.
mention it
get
then. We'll have the
details.
final details. Yeah.
All right. John, you got a question for Greg?
Yep, Greg, we still have the old-time baseball scheduled for Island Fest?
Yeah, we do.
Very cool.
It'll be a good time. Everybody should come out. It's a great sport. Everybody will have a blast. It's very entertaining.
All right.
Cheer on your local legend.
So we're not talking a senior baseball game. We're actually talking old-time baseball, right?
1863, I believe, is the rules we play by.
That's real old.
All right. Thank you very much, Greg.
That's real old.
All right, my favorite report, once again, senior citizens. Ms. Yops.
I only have a few repeats this evening. Pinochle, the first and third Thursdays at 1 o'clock at Centennial Farm. The senior club meets the second and fourth Tuesdays at the farm at 11:15 with coffee and dessert. Come and join us for fellowship and meet some new people. The Cinco de Mayo party is sponsored by the Recreation Department, is Wednesday, May the 8th at 12:30 p.m. at Centennial Farm. $10 advance reservations at Water's Edge office or call 675-2364. And Tim mentioned that the new Channels program guide for the Recreation Department will be out soon. Be sure to read it and retain it for all of the department programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethel. Any questions for Ethel?
Ethel, how many more years do I have to go before I can qualify for the seniors?
55 and up.
Okay, thank you.
You got to show your ARP card?
So how many more years?
Why? I have to do math.
I think we need to find a new name because most seniors don't feel like what they call
Right.
seniors.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. The mature citizens.
So it's the new 40 now?
Boomers.
I just don't think things would be different.
I know.
All right, thank you, Ethel. Schools and Senior Olympics.
Senior card,
Mr. Conroy, you got anything to add today?
Yes, I do. Tim, first of all, do we have a sponsor business that's going to help at the information booth this year? To help man the information?
We haven't heard yet, no.
Okay, because that's helped.
Usually it's the bank, right?
Yes, yep.
It's always helped in the past, and because of that Affordable Care Act, I hope all of us, and we go recruit some folks to be volunteers at the information booth. It's a lot of fun, and we always are appreciative of all the help we get over there.
Right.
Summer Olympics, Summer Senior Olympics is happening July 29th through August 2nd. Applications are available at the Rec Department and Centennial Activity Center. Ping pong efforts on this island are going great guns. We've had as many as 15 people at our ping ponging.
Hey, didn't you have just a newspaper spread recently about ping pong?
There was an article as well as a video, thanks to Pam Frucci and E.L. Conley. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to Christine and Jim Byington, our latest ping pong table donation efforts. Again, amazing efforts volunteering with Tim's group as well as the people that helped me.
How many tables do we have now?
There's a ton of them back there.
I believe they're rebuilding them. We are working on repairing them. We've got about 7 right now.
We look like a ping pong warehouse.
We're ready for that emporium to start up.
Bob Brimstone came and said he's going to be combining 2 of them that are damaged and make one good one or something.
Yep, we'll be doing that. Just to highlight what youth are capable of doing, in this past News Herald, there was an article about a Trenton resident, 17 years old, named Gabrielle Herron. She received a Congressional Silver Medal and Friend of the Refuge Award last year. She was recently appointed to a statewide council focused on getting young Michiganders more involved in outdoor activities. And I want to keep on encouraging teenagers, high school kids to become part of our environment as well as joining us. We can always use new ideas. That's all for now.
All right. Thank you, John. Any questions for John?
One question, John.
Yes.
John,
Yes.
do you have an example of the events of the Senior Olympics?
An example? Sure. Yes, I have the whole pink flyer right here. It ranges from euchre to bocce ball to frisbee toss to basketball free throw shooting and ping pong. Every kind of event you can think of. Baking contests as well.
Can I get on that one?
You just want to be a
Oh, yeah.
judge.
Well,
judge.
it's hosted. It's going to be hosted by the city of Ecorse, but we'll have events here on Grosse Ile. We're sponsoring the pickleball. Will be here as well as tennis at the tennis center, and there'll be events happening all over the downriver area. Taylor has the ping pong, and I believe golf will be played in Taylor as well.
Right, and we'll do, on the day of opening, Grosse Ile will handle the softball throw, too.
Oh, very good. Well, there you go.
So we expect some paybacks for ping pong, right? For
Come on, come on.
right?
I've already warned them. But this one guy comes over and mops up.
He does. He's been part of our doubles.
He's 70-something, he just comes in and cleans clock. Sorry.
He's good.
We've really got to videotape this or something.
Thanks, John.
Is that true, John? That's what you told me.
He's very good, yeah.
All right, thank you, John.
Yeah.
All right, Playscape and Parkway, East River Road ending, Hayner and Magron.
Hello. Here's my report for the Playscape. Tim Rooney, Dwayne Covington, who is a, I guess, playground specialist, from S&D Field Services, and I met in mid-March at the Playscape. The inspection lasted over an hour, and Dwayne made a list of about 14 items that need attention at the Playscape. Some of them are rather small, nothing really super glaring, nothing's falling apart right now. But these items will need to be taken care of soon, and Tim will have his crew on that. Dwayne was also very complimentary of how well the Playscape has been maintained. Considering that it's over 20 years old, he was astounded at how well it's kept up. Because a lot
The
of
wood structure.
Right, the structure it was very complimentary, and he said many communities just got rid of a lot of them because they just were not as well maintained. So we're fortunate that ours is still here, and do I need to go over the list of all 14?
That's up to you guys.
I don't.
All right.
The one thing I want to talk about the list is for this the commissioners. Is there anything that's going to be a lot of cost because of the location of the Playscape and stuff like this, and the vandalism and stuff like this? I don't think this commission wants to be putting a lot of money into that right there. What's the biggest ticket things that we got to fix there?
Probably I'd say the biggest ticket thing would be to remove the spiral slide, because
It's not in code, but
Right.
it needs to
So
go.
it's either remove it, not have a slide, or replace it with another one.
Over
Is that-
4,000
removing
replace.
it. We're just remove it.
Okay.
And
That's not the other two slides that would be on the north side, but those tornado slides, they've had a lot of problems over the years. We've had to fill in gaps. You remember about maybe 10 years ago, the ties on kids' jackets were getting caught. We always have to watch that, and a lot of tornado slides aren't used anymore, or they're totally different. So probably the best thing, instead of spending $4,000, is to make that a lookout with
Okay, awesome. Okay.
And the rest is small things, replacing a board. There was, like, one of the things, the new standard is that you only, in each bay on a swing set, you only have 2 swings. We have 4. So you have to take down
True.
2.
That's the code or something?
That's
Yes,
the new
it's all
code.
changed. It keeps changing every year, those playground. And then head entrapment sizes, I mean, they're not in typical spots, but he said, probably nobody'd ever even come near this, but let's get
What
it
are
taken.
kids' heads getting smaller? I mean,
But
No,
it's just but things that they considered entrapment that
It's changed over the years.
nothing super glaring, but
Okay.
just things that need attention.
Okay.
But yeah, probably the biggest thing is just to take out that slide.
Did
Any
by any
questions
chance
on
they give an expected, life expectancy of what we have? I mean, how many more years we can expect to see it in?
I know we already.
Well, we have literature when the moms and committees were going around to the school, they said if you make 20 years, you're doing well, and it was 1991. So it's about 20, it'll be 22 years this October.
So going forward from this date, every year we get is,
A bonus.
And we don't see wood playscapes anymore, they're a thing of the past.
now everything is metal, plastic coated.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, on the East River Road end, today at 5:30, Doug Thiel from the Grosse Land Conservancy, trustee Peter Kantz, Tim Rooney, myself, and Lisa, who's a naturalist from Cranbrook.
Lisa Appel.
Thank you, Tim. Met today at the East River Road end site to talk about plantings and that slope and some possible improvements that will be made in that area. So we did a walk around on looking at the slope. What they want to do on the slope that was cleared, put low plantings or maybe more ground cover so that when you're standing up at the road end and you're looking out, you're not going to get anything blocked. So any plantings that will be done will be low to the ground. And that will also help with any erosion on that slope.
And make it look nicer, too.
And make it look nice. I mean, well, one of the things that's already been done is, who planted that grass, Tim?
Carl Moore.
Okay,
Yep.
and it's growing. I mean, it's so cold, but there's grass there, which is also helping for erosion with all the rain we've had. So the more plants that get in there soon, then that also helps with erosion. We talked about the different planting options to make it look nice and help with erosion. We walked around the site. We went the area that's when you go down the stairs to the right, and then we also went on the area that's up over to the left, where there was like a big
Where the railroad
sign.
used to come across the big cement slab that kind of overlooks the river with the big metal sign.
Right, that like railroad grade, I think that was it maybe. We walked around that, just kind of kicked around a couple of ideas of things that could possibly be done. And Lisa is going to develop a list of plants that can be gotten and that would work in that area for that kind of soil.
Now, who's Lisa with again, you guys?
Grand Brook Institute, she's a naturalist and she does
is she?
plantings.
So is she consulting for the Conservancy, basically, or something?
They had a project in the thoroughfare, you probably know more about that.
Oh, well, I didn't realize, but she's working with the Conservancy. There's an eagle project that is being developed up on Thoroughfare, and she is working with one of our Eagle Scouts candidates to come up with some plants because they want to make like a butterfly garden.
Okay.
Then they also talked to her to look at this site to see what would work for that slope, to make it look nice, and it's and there's certain plants that will work, certain ones that won't, but she's going to make a list and submit that to Doug Thiel in about 2 weeks, right?
Are we confident the Conservancy is going to, take a little charge there and handle that?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
And if I got this right, Tim, Doug Thiel will be ordering the plans. You're coming up with some funding, yes?
Yeah, we have a
Was that-
donation. We haven't
Right,
going
we
to
have-
confirm it, but yes, we have a
Okay.
donation, $500 donation.
Oh, okay.
Because the
$500.
board was pretty clear as we move ahead,
Okay.
how you're spending money at that site. So we're going to keep them updated and try to get some more donations also. And if we need some money, we can come to rec but right now it's a donation we're working off of.
We were just kind of walking around the area, looking at possible things that can be made improvements. Talked about a spot maybe for a bike path or bike rack, and just kind of kicking it around ideas. Looking at the site, I mean, it's amazing just how much has been done in a year.
The sun came out when we were down there, and it just, Lisa goes, God, that's beautiful. Whose idea was this? And we all looked at Peter Kant's. I mean, he was standing there, and did the whole walkthrough, but it was kind of his dream, and we all pointed at him and said, yep, it was beautiful tonight down there. When it was dreary all day, and that sun came out and was sparkle, it was all cleaned up. And
So are we prepared for summer now, for this park and stuff like that? I mean, as far as opening hours, it's going to be just daylight hours, right?
Right.
We got sign posted down there?
The sign is posted down there. It was posted last fall
Okay.
with the rules for
Yeah.
the East River Road, and the gate that was hung through the winter is gone, so people can go down there.
yeah, Brian was down Monday and cleaned up a lot of glass that came up during the winter. There's still a lot of cleanup. The county drain that's broke off of that big cement slab that overlooks, that needs to be go down there and clean all that up. That needs to be done. It's still pretty
I
fresh.
wish we would get a name for this already. I'm really tired of the Parkway East River Road ending.
Oh.
We need a name. Tom, think of a name.
Maybe we should sponsor
Sunset
a
Beach.
But it
contest or
really is nice to have,
Beach, excuse me.
sorry.
No. I mean, we talked with the Historical Society. Maybe they were going to get involved with the name or something like that too, right? Have we heard anything back from them?
Well, they're available. One thing that they did bring up, when you park there, there's kind of that, not a cliff, but that embankment that goes down there. If you look to the south, there's a beautiful grassy, not a beautiful, but it's a grassy berm. We talked about checking with Dale and Wayne County to extend that berm over to the big oak tree, but feather it into the oak tree because the Conservatives worried about hurting that big tree. But a berm would be beautiful. I think we could get some donations. So that would be I think that's the number one thing right now that we talked about.
And what would that accommodate you guys?
Just when you're parking there, protect you from...
How many? Just one car? 2 cars?
It's more of a buffer between the hill and where you're parking along there. It'd be more of a buffer instead of, because the county's pretty tough on putting any kind of fencing. They usually like a guardrail, and that's really not too appealing when you go by. And another key to that, bringing up the Historical Society, they want to maintain that view. Their property sets up a little higher, and they want to be able to host events. And Doug Thiel and Peter said that they want to keep that clear so you can see, and the berm would be perfect for that.
Okay.
Tim, can we do possibly some sort of a fundraiser in choosing a name for that?
Yeah.
I'm you know.
Do something.
We need a name. Let's get the entire island involved in it, and some sort of a fundraiser to...
That'd be nice.
Perhaps...
You know what? Maybe this something could coincide with Island Fest or
That's what
something.
I was thinking, yeah.
Maybe we can just throw a sign up there or something, even at the information tent, to post ideas of a naming or something, you guys.
Yeah, what I was looking at is, if it was some sort of a fundraiser, $1, $2, something like that, you put your name in a hat, and, we'll do you'll be able to use the money for landscaping.
Right.
Improvements, and then we'll have a selection committee, we'll go through all the names, and...
I kind of like it.
I like it, too.
$5, name the park.
Keep it, let's $100, and you're getting the name.
So Parkway Road ending's not cutting it right now.
Right, but if, it's just, for $1 or $2, you put your name in a hat, you put a number on it, so that I don't know who you are, but we come up with some names, and then there'd be a selection committee, and go through it, and who's ever number on the back of the tag of that name would... there would be a donation in their name to for plantings.
What do you think?
Just a top of the head type of off the top of my head type of deal.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
There's another way to look at it. Sell the naming rights. Maybe a bank or a business would be happy to donate.
PNC
We
Bank.
call it Ford Park. Whatever. I mean,
There's
You know what? You know what? That's not really a bad idea. I mean,
Comerica did it. Just a thought.
Sure. I mean, there's different ways to look at it.
Yeah.
If you don't, kind of like pop them out there for discussion.
I mean, I don't know.
but what do you think, Andy? I think, Andy, you got some ideas out there. What do you think about that?
So highest bidder gets
I'll
it.
have to think about it.
Highest bidder.
Highest bidder gets the name.
Yeah. The name the. Well, we have to. We have to be careful what we name it, though, right? But
Well, we still get to,
yeah.
edit.
Animal Island Clinic.
Oh, yeah,
Look
for
out.
my $1.
I can see it now.
I can see it now. Hungry Howie's Lookout. No, it would be, involve the entire island into the naming of the, or whomever. Just we can.
Well, at
figure
least
out.
it moves the forward so we can get a
Right.
name.
Yes,
at least. That's the
exactly.
most important thing. All right, anything more, Ann?
No, that's all I.
Any more questions?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions for Ann? Anybody? All right, extended public comment. Any extended public comment? Sandy, Kathy, anything? All right. Individual commissioner comments. We'll start off with you, Tim. Anything you want to add?
No, I'm good. I just want to thank the commission for all their support. We talk about volunteers. I see all of you guys and other groups volunteering all the time, so thank you. And I just wanted to, we're real busy. I want to thank Annette and Mark, my 2 full-timers, Brian, Sue, Gary, and Gail Hager's really doing a bang-up job with Annette in the office with all the different things going on. So I want to thank her for her work. But just, they're doing a great job. And the volunteers that have come on board, they're showing up on time, they're eager to work, and we've got some other people involved. I just want to thank them because it's more than just a director or the full-time people. It's the volunteers, the commissions, and thank Kathy for all her work on the kayak, putting up with me on different things with that. But I appreciate all your effort on that. I truly do. And Sandy with the Equestrian Club, they're a great group. So just
You're
want
just
to thank
saying
you.
that because they're in here.
No, I know, but I'll say it.
Anybody else?
All right, thanks, Tim. John, any,
Yes. Okay. A little shout out to Pam Frucci. She is the Rotary Club Citizen of the Year. I know there'll be a...
congratulations.
I think it's May 9th when the dinner is at the Grosse Ile Yacht Club.
When is that again?
I think it's May 9th. I'm not positive on that one, but it's not too distant future from now. We also have, I'm associated right now with a fundraiser this weekend, Saturday, April 27th. It's a special Detroit Blues Review, and it's going to be held in Dearborn at the place called the New Place Lounge. It's to help Henry Ford Community College and its radio station, WHFR. Come one, come all. There's only a $5 cover, and it should be a terrific night.
All right, thank you. Ethel, anything more to add?
Nothing.
Ann, anything else? Anything?
I'm good.
Leah?
Yes, I would. I'm a member of the Grosse Ile Musicale, and we sponsor we offer scholarship every year. And the tryouts are the 29th at 2:30 at the high school. And I urge you to contact the counseling department for an application. The only requirement is that you're going into some kind of music after high school, and that you are a Grosse Ile resident. Doesn't matter what school you're going to, as long as you're a Grosse Ile resident.
Excellent. Thank you. Greg, anything to add?
Not at this time.
Mike?
No.
Helena?
No?
Tom? No. All right, the only thing I want to add is please volunteer in the community. It makes rec go around, makes everything go around, so please volunteer. And we have a motion to adjourn for executive session, please.
So moved.
Second.
John and Helena second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're going to close out right now for executive session. Thank you.